Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of GTA San Andreas. As you may notice, this episode is a little bit different. That's because it contains post-commentary. Reasons why, you'll find out. But the biggest one is I wasn't happy with the original episode's commentary, and this happened to be in a recording session where I recorded episode 10 on top of this, so yeah, and the way I do things in this game. It's not really the best when when one episode isn't good and you've already moved on. So post commentary it is. Fun. Anyway, as you may or may not watched from the latest video on my channel, which was a channel update. Yay. Who wants actual content when you want to watch channel updates? Anyway, this is because the main focus up until now on my channel has been Let's Plays. I don't think that should continue, especially since of the views. So now, the LPs are going to be taken back a bit, and I'm actually going to be embracing the YouTube hoops, and I'm going to be using them to kind of draw interest over to the Let's Plays. And on top of that, I guess the main Let's Plays from now on out are going to be are going to feature post commentary with the few episodes with live commentary, which are going to be different, and the fact that they're taken from larger episodes, well, not really larger episodes, but larger recording sessions, possibly with some friends, and then cut down with only the interesting points, sort of like a highlight series. But yeah, so that's going to happen. And also, I noticed that in the original commentary for this episode, I kind of didn't like myself. Like, I was fucking retard. Like, for this cutscene, I just fucking laughed. I was like, what does what mean? And then I found out that it's kind of a pseudo drug for weed. And then there was another part in the episode where I just blatantly plugged my Twitter when I shouldn't have. But you know, whatever. Ugh. And like I said in the previous video I uploaded, I'm going to explain the schedule in that each week, or hopefully each week, is going to start off with a Let's Play, then in the middle of the week that's going to be followed up with 2 Let's Plays, and then finally closing off the week with another YouTube poop. But the difference here being is that, well, I guess the main difference is to kind of stop myself becoming very cut and paste. The first week's, oh, the first YouTube poop is going to be shorter, just more random, and have nothing to do with anything. And then the end of the week YouTube poop is going to be longer and possibly be part of a series. And I hinted at that in the update video, which if you want a little hint, because I'm not sure when I'm going to be uploading that, because these things take time. Oh god, yeah. Possibly, I might start working on this week, and hopefully could get it up next week. Like with the YouTube poops, I've got no plans with them. Although, even though it's like coming up on the end of March, I already know what I'm going to do for April 1st. It's like, how can I know what to do for April 1st, but nothing in between now and then? But oh well. And I guess going over to the Let's Plays, the main Let's Plays are going to be on the first day, or the first side of the middle of the week, I guess. And those are going to be the post-commentary episodes, and then either the day after or like the day after that day, there's going to be a more fun and random video that might become a secondary series. Like, I've got plans for those secondary series, and once I move, because I am moving next month, I'll be able to get more quality into that. And I guess a better thing with the post commentary thing, going back to the post commentary thing again, but there's a problem with the recording system I use. It doesn't record the game. It doesn't record the game audio, but there's a way around that. But it makes it so I can't hear what I'm saying, and if I don't need to commentate, then I could use that, and then I can have the best of both worlds. So that'll be fun. And also another thing, you know how I uploaded the failed recording of episode 3? There's actually been, I think, at least one recording I didn't upload because I wasn't happy about it. And the missions I covered in that are the missions I covered in this, or for the majority of this episode. And I guess these missions are just kind of the bane of my existence because the commentary was lacking then, and they were lacking in this episode, and they probably will be lacking in episode 10. But after post-commentated episode 10, I want to try and get a highlighted episode 11, possibly with a friend. Possibly with the same friend that was in the failed recording of episode 3. Maybe. Just maybe. Possibly. God damn it, I need to stop laughing. And I guess I can mention the original commentary of this episode. I just hated myself during this cutscene. Like, oh my god, like why? Shut the fuck up, stop laughing. God damn it, man. And I guess that'll be a good thing with the game audio. Is that long awkward silences would just go the fuck away. Because game audio. Yay. And maybe I should add facecam eventually. Maybe next year. We'll see about that. And yeah. Oh yeah, and I guess that way, with the post commentary thing again, sorry to bring it up, but I can actually focus on what I'm doing instead of like trying to awkwardly commentate on what I'm doing. Like this part. It's like why? Also, this thing I've been doing the entirety of this Let's Play is when characters speak to you while characters speak while having a conversation, I just kind of not do anything when I get to the destinations. Like, there could be more audio, or there could be more dialogue, just not gonna care, just go straight in. And maybe with the post-commentary thing, I'll be able to say, like, hey, I can just stop here, see if they say anything else, and just move on. Bam, done. Although there's probably going to be a difference with the whole 20/25 minute thing. That might be a problem. Because I don't think I can just carry on commentary for like 20 straight minutes at a time. That's going to be difficult, and that's going to be a skill I need to get. And what the fuck is this driving? It's going to be another thing, because if you didn't notice, I'm recording the audio using a headset, and because the keyboard I have is kind of quite loud, you won't hear like the DDR sort of sounds coming from my fingers or keyboard when I'm trying to drive, because I drive weird in this game. Although I guess it's kind of the same way I drive in Mario Kart 7. I don't know why. Just an explanation for that is I drift a lot, and like you should, if you're kind of squeamish, like you squeamish, you should probably not look at my thumb, because I can kind of double jointed, and I get into the double jointedness when playing Mario Kart 7, and for some reason, after turning, I have to kind of like push the analog pad up. Like instead of just letting it rest to neutral, I just push it up. Although that is probably because the aiming in that game, or the way you can aim. Although then they just go and change it in Mario Kart 8, like whatever. Also, probably off topic as shit, but I really like the old style of drifting. Like, why did they take that away and just put it to the just drift until you get just hold it down until you get a orange flame? On here, I speed this up because, as I mentioned in the original recording, that the way I do this mission and the way that the game intends you to do the mission is completely different. Like, right now the game wants you to go shoot down just go open the gate. Don't do anything else. Just go open the gate. But what I do is, no one, like, you can just have your free time if you go and open the shed gate warehouse thing before you go open up the gate itself. And with that, I go take my time repositioning the crates, because you need the crates in this mission, and you can be kind of sprung with a lot of enemies really quickly if you take your time. Although there is numerous ways around that. Like, as you saw me doing something weird, I put a car in front of a staircase, but for some reason, like, there was a reason behind that, and that is because the staircase is a spawn point for the weekend soldiers in this, and I just decided in the original episode that I was just going to cut the setup part out and then just explain what I did before then. But now that this post commentated, I don't really have to do that. I can explain it while I do that. But yeah, this is just me explaining what I just did. I probably should have cut this out. Oh well. And just explaining why did I leave this so long. But yeah, if you have no idea what you're doing, this mission could be a pain in the ass. And the insane thing is that it doesn't even end after this point. There's more problems afterwards, and I encounter said problem, or half encounter said problem quickly. Kind of quickly. But good thing I guess, turtle mechanic of the cars doesn't really affect every single car. Sorry. Normally, if a car kind of turns on its side, it'll start to take damage, and then normally it just flips on its back, kind of like a turtle, and then sometimes if really lucky it'll turn over back on its normal side. But for some reason, bigger cars tend to go back on the tend to turn upright, much more common than not. But for some reason, they're still drivable. Like what? I mean, while they're on the side. Why did I think this mission was a good idea? Although most Ryder missions early on are kind of bad. Like, I mean, just for instance, episode 2 shouldn't have taken as long. Just 40 minutes out of fucking nowhere. Although that probably was because I was joking around and tried to kill the pizza man before I even had any weapons. Talk about a genius idea. And then I think here I get the ingenious idea of trying to put in 2 crates at the same time to end it quicker, but as you will see, it just doesn't work out. And I guess there's a precise angle that you need to get because I think I did this back in the original recording of episode 406, and I just got one in instantly. Oh no, it probably would have been practice. Because I think episode 6 is where I just kind of like. That's where I got to the point where it was like, hey, I probably need to do practice, so let's do practice. And I am surprised that I managed to pick up this crate because I don't know why, but I tend to have bad luck at picking up the crates that are on its side. I don't know what that is about, but it's just a thing. And oh boy, we get to the part in the mission where it can either go horribly wrong and force you to do this entire thing all over again, or it can go so easily that you don't need to do anything. Because once you get out of the base, look at that, the weakened soldiers come chase you. Like, who would think that they wouldn't? You know, you just stole weaponry straight from the army, whatever, get away free. And here, it tells you they can press caps lock, or whatever equivalent button, to chuck out a creative weaponry at the weekend soldiers, but I tend not to, for some reason. And yeah, that's what I mean about the whole turtle situation. And another thing, when the trucks are on fire, they don't stop. They keep chasing you. And so if they blow up beside you, chances are your truck is also going to blow up. And that is just not good. And then in the original commentary, again, sorry for mentioning that all over again, but I kind of mentioned that this is Emmett's garage. Even if it's not really a garage, it's more like a yard. Or like an alleyway. I don't know, what the fuck is it called? And then, I don't know why I did this, but I decided to blow the truck up with a Molotov. And then just go get invited by a cop. Although, I guess it can be hard to get a cop bike, and cop bikes are like one of the fastest bikes out there. Well, in this game. Not advising you go steal a cop bike in real life, but cop bikes, they can be useful sometimes. And then, it's a little cut here because I went to go find a lowrider, and redoing the lowrider mission. Yep. And I was expecting a montage. That's also kind of the reason why I decided to post commentate this thing, because I don't know how I could get a montage of this to work. And so what I ended up doing for this was I sped it up, I think, by 1.5 times. I think, or 1.5 times. I think. But I managed to get this in one go, like I normally do. Yeah, you can kind of see that this is going faster than normal. That's a 1.5 thing going on right here. But yeah, this is kind of faster than I think. The reason I did so well was because I stopped commentating here. Because I was expecting to go into a montage, just fell so much. I'm actually surprised I actually managed to catch up on this part there, despite what just happened. Although, when you have like a long stretch and you can accelerate for long periods of time, chances are you get ahead of everything. And there's some parts of when I've just been playing on around by myself that I've been going so fast that the I guess textures don't load properly, and I'm just driving on basically nothing. And what you saw back there was the reason I paused back there was because my timer ran off, and I wanted to stop the annoying ringing. And I finished here, and I believe it's time for me to wrap up the episode because it's going to end soon. So I've been Trickle Alties or Alties. Probably even call me Alties27 or Mr. 27, I don't give a shit, and peace and pineapples as we finish this up. And I'll see you guys in episode 10. But you probably won't hear me properly again until episode 11. Weird. Or a side project that I might, a side LP that I might start sometime soon. Possibly. Anyway, peace and pineapples. Bye.